students, welcome back. Today we are going to see ICSE syllabus 8th standard mathematics chapter 1 number system lesson 3 session 5.
Hello students, I welcome you all for today's class. In today's class we are going to learn a new topic, square and square roots. I hope you all complete your assignment problem. Yes miss. Yes miss. Okay, that's good.
Let's see the solution for the assignment problems. These are the solutions, so check your answers. Let us discuss. Today we are going to learn about perfect square and how to find the square root of perfect square number using prime factor method, and how to find the square root of a perfect square number using division method. Now let us recall few things that we have learned already in the previous class. Can anyone say the definition of square? If a number is multiplied by itself, the product obtained is called the square of the number. For example, since 2 into 2 is equal to 4, therefore 4 is square of 2, and we write it as 2 square is equal to 4. Likewise, I consider another example. 0.04 is square of 0.2, as 0.2 into 0.2 is equal to 0.04, and so on. Now, let us learn in detail of finding squares and square. The definition of a square root is the square root of given number is considered as x. The x is the number whose square is x. For example, a square root of 36 is 6 as a square of 6 is 36. That is 6 square is equal to 36. The symbol of the square root is radical sign, which I given in this. Thus, a square root of 64 is equal to radical 64, so we get 8. Likewise, if a square root of 1.44 is equal to 1.2, and so on. The sign radical is of the form of letter R, small r. The first letter of the Latin word is radix, meaning a root. Students, please remember these following things in this chapter. The first thing is 4 square is equal to 16 is also read as 4 raised to the power 2 is 16, which we already learnt in the previous chapter exponent. The second thing is we already know that 2 square is 4. Likewise, 6 square is 36, and so on. So from these things we can able to know that squares of even numbers are always even. In the similar way, the squares of odd numbers are always odd. For example, 3 square is equal to 9. 7 square is equal to 49. Likewise, 5 square is also, we get 25. Okay. The fourth thing is whether the number is negative or positive, its square is always positive. For example, 3 square is equal to 9, which is a positive number, we get. Likewise, minus 3 square is also 9. So from this also, this answer is also a positive. So the next thing is, since the square of every number is positive, the square number can be obtained, but the square root of a negative number is not possible, which means if a root minus 2, so since it's not satisfied, because the square term can be negative or positive, but the square root term is not in a negative term, it's not satisfied. Okay, let me move on to the next thing. Perfect square, a number whose exact square number can be obtained, is called a perfect square. For example, 16, 49, 1.21, etc. are a perfect square. They are: root 16 is equal to 4. Likewise, root 49 is equal to 7. So these are said to be a perfect square. Now let's see an example, and 196 is a perfect square or not. So we take 196. Since we know that 196 is an even number, so it is divisible by 2. So let's take 2. 2 9s are 18. So balance 4. 2 8s are 16. Then we know that 198 is also divisible by 2. So let's take 2. 2 4s are 8. Likewise, 2 9s are 18. Since we know that 49 is divisible by 7, so let's take 7. So 7 7s are 49. So we know that 7 7s are 1. So according to this prime method, we get 196 is equal to 2 into 2 into 7 into 7. So when we pair these numbers, we get. Now let's see another example to find the square root of 484. So to find 484 is a perfect square, let's use our prime method. So first we know that 484 is an even number, so it is divisible by 2. So we get 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4. Again it is divisible by 2, so let's consider 2. We get 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2. So since we know that 121 is divisible in 11 tables, so we take 11. So we get 11 11s are 121. So 11s are, so 11 is divisible, 11 1s are 11. Okay, so now from this we know that 484 is equal to 2 into 11 into 11. So when we pair these terms, we get 2 into 11. So the answer is 22. If you have any doubt is your answer is correct or not, so check your answer by multiplying with 22 into 22. So if the answer by if you have any doubt, check your answer by multiplying 22 into 22. So we get 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 4, then 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 4. So when we add these terms, we get 4 plus 4, 8. So since our answer is correct, so it is a perfect square. Okay. So now let's move to the another example. From this, they given that a man plant the orchard with 5,625 trees and arrange them so that there. So let me move with the another example. In this, they given that a man plants his orchard with 5,625 trees and arrange them so that there are as many rows as there are trees in each row. So how many rows are there? So now, according to this question, now we're going to find how many rows are there. So to find these, let me consider the number of rows as x. Okay, so the number of rows is equal to x. So now a total number of rows trees planted is equal to x into x. So when we multiply x into x, we get x square. Okay. So now we know that according to the given condition, x square is equal to 5,625. So now we use the prime method to find the x value, because this square will comes as a root. So now we're going to find, by using a prime method, we're going to find the x term. So according to this, now let's take 5,625. Now since we know that the ending term is 25, so since it is divisible by 5, so we get 5 ones are 5, 5 ones are 5, so remaining 12, so 5 twos are 10, balance 2, so 5 fives are 25. Since it is divisible by 5, so we get 5 twos are 10, remaining 1, so 5 twos are 10, the remaining term is 2, so we get 25. So 25 is divisible, 5 fives are 25, so it is divisible by 5, so we get 5 fours are 20, balance 25, so 5, so since it is divisible by 5, so we get 5 nines are 25 to 45, the balance 9 is divisible by 3 are. So 3 3s are 9, and again we take 3 and remaining is 1. So from this we came to know that 5625 is equal to 5 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 3 into 3. So when we pair these terms, we get 5 into 5 into 3. So 5 5s are 25. 25 into 3 is 75. So the x is 75. So now I hope you all understand how to use the prime method to find the perfect square. So let me move to the next topic. So from these examples we can able to list out the how to find the square root of perfect square number using prime factor. So the first step is to resolve the number into a prime factor. The second thing is make pairs such that both the factors into each pairs are equal. Then take one factor from the each pair. The product is the square root of the given number. So these are the steps we following to find the perfect square by using prime factor method. According to the previous thing, we learnt about how to define the perfect number and how to solve the square root of a perfect square number using prime factor method. Now let's see how to find the square root of perfect square number using division method. Let's see with an example. Now next we going to see a new topic. How to in this topic we going to learn how to find the perfect square by using a division method. So to find these through a division method, first of all let's see, I given an example. So from this example they given that find the square root of 276676. So from this we going to pair the terms. To find this, first of all we going to pair the terms. So pair the terms from right to left. So I get the first pair is 27, second one is 66, third pair is 76. So to find, let me take 27, 66 and 76. So to find, first of all consider the first pair. To whenever to find a perfect square, first take the first, consider the first pair and find the largest possible term which is exactly divisible by 27 or lesser than 27. So now I taking 5. So since we know that 5 5s are 25, so the remainder is 2. So since then we going to bring down the second pair. It is, so now we get 266. So to see the next step, first double the term. So we get 10. So then like the previous thing, we done, we find the largest possible term which is divisible by 27 or less than 27. In the same way, now we are going to find the largest possible term which is divisible 266 or lesser than 266. So to find this, it should be in the same number. What we take, we should write at the left side of the number, and as usual we write on the quotient. So let me consider a 2. So to find this, let me consider 2, which means the same thing which we write in the left side of 266, and these numbers should be same. So we get 2 2s are 4, 2 zeros are 0, 2 1s are 2. So since it is nearest to the 266, so now we put 2 and here also 2, so we get 204. So when we subtract these things, we get 6 minus 4 is 2, 6 minus 0 is 6. So then we bring down the third pair, so it is 76. So now we get 6276. Again we double these two. When we double these quotient, we get 0 4. So now we are going to find the largest possible term. Okay, now we take 2 by 2. So 2 2s are 4, 4 6 are 8, 2 zeros are 0, 2 1s are 2. So it is not nearest. So let me take an highest term. So 104. Let me take 6. So we get 6 6 are 36, 6 4s are 24, 24 plus 3 27, 6 zeros are 0 plus 2 2, 6 1s are 6. So it is the exact term what we want to find. So put 6 at the left side and as a quotient. So when we subtract these terms, we get 0. So now the quotient is our answer. So now the perfect square of 276676 is 526. If you have any doubt, square these terms. The answer is 276676. Okay. Previously we found the square root of a number by using a division method. So now we are going to find the perfect square of a decimal number. So to find the perfect square, let me pair the terms from left to right. In previous case we pair the terms from right to left. This time we are going to pair from left to right. So when we pair this, we get 6 as it is, and 0 5 decimal is very important, then 16. Okay, so from this, now first of all take the first thing, 6. So 6 is not a exact perfect square, so we take 2 into 2 as 4. So the remainder is 2. So when we bring down the second pair, we get 205. So now we're going to double the quotient. We get 4. So to find the exact number, let we multiply with a same number to it. Okay, now let me multiply with any number. So first of all I consider 2. So 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8. So since it is not nearest term, so let me take another term. Now I taking 4. So 4 4s are 16. 4 4s are 16 plus 1 is 176. So it is a nearest term. So now put 4 left side and as a quotient. So the term is 176. So when we subtract this, we can't able to subtract 5 minus 6. So let me borrow. So when we cancel it, it makes 1, and 10 change as 9, and it has 15. So 15 minus 6 is 9. 9 minus 7 is 2. Now we bring the third term down. So 16. So when we double the term, we get 4. 4 into 2 is 8. So to find it, let me take 48. So the next term will be nearest to it. So let's take 4. So 4 4s are 16. 4 8s are 32. 32 plus 1, 33. 4 4s are 16. 16 plus 3, 19. So it is not nearest. So let me take 6. 6 6 are 36. 6 8s are 48. 48 plus 3, 51. 6 4s are 24. 24 plus 5. So the answer is 2916. So it is an exact number. Now put the 6 at the left side and as a quotient. So we get, so keep the point as a decimal. So our answer is 24.6. So therefore 605.16 is equal to 24.6 is your answer. Now let's see a quick recap of whatever we learned in this class. Now, can anyone define the square root? The square root of given number x is the number whose square is x. For example, a square root of 36 is 6, as the square of 6 is 36, that is 6 square is equal to 36. The symbol of square root is a radical sign root. Thus, square root of 64 is equal to 8. In the similar way, square root of 1.44 is equal to 1.2, and so on. The sign radical is of the form of letter small r. The first letter of the Latin word radix, meaning a root. Now, identify 196 is a perfect square or not. Very good. 13 square is equal to 13 into 13. So the term is perfect square. Now find the square root of 2 7 by 9. Exactly. The root 2 7 by 9. So from this we already know that we multiply the denominator with this and convert into a proper fraction. So we get root 25 by 9. So the answer is, the root 25 is 5. Likewise root 9 is 3. So the answer is 5 by 3. Now anyone say the definition of a perfect square? Yes. A number whose exact square root can be obtained is called a perfect square. For example, 16, 49, etc. are a perfect square. Our root 16 is equal to 4. Likewise, root 49 is equal to 7, and so on. Okay, now can you explain 1004? Now, can anyone answer this question? Find the square root of 0.49 using division method. So from this question we since it is a decimal, so from this decimal number what we do, pair the number from left. So the left side number is 49. We already know that root 49 is 7. So from this decimal fraction the answer is 0.7. It is clear from this results that the square of any decimal number contains even number of decimal places, and that the number of decimal place is the square is double the number of decimal places in the square root. Okay, from this thing we can able to prove this condition. So hence a decimal number can be perfect square only when it has a even number of decimal in its decimal part. Can you able to understand? Let me move on to the next thing. Students, finally we come to the conclusion, the assignment problems. So please write it down and try to solve the problems within the time. Please be serious. These assignments are considered in your internal marks. So please complete your assignment within the time. And I hope you all buy your textbooks and notebooks. So please note it down in your notebooks. And I hope you all know the GCR code, so kindly join in the Google Classroom. Thank you.